Yeah, see, he's on the bullet holes. You shouldn't be expecting that. If he is not where you last saw him on the drone, where do you think he's most likely going to go? I know exactly what this Wamai is doing, and I'll explain it to you. So you hear... What is going on, guys? A21 Mayo here, and today I'm bringing episode number 16 of the Viewer VoD Review series. You can find links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist down below. And as I've said in the previous VoD Review series, I've currently closed the submissions to submit your VODs because I had an overwhelming amount of VODs to review. So I'm trying to get these VODs out as quick as I can. I have a lot on my plate right now between YouTube, competitive play, and streaming, so just bear with me. I'm trying to get through them as fast as I can. And with all of that out of the way, let's move on to the VOD itself. Alright, so this VOD was submitted by ProLixel. This is a Coastline VOD. I think it's on console, if I believe. So with all of that information, let's jump into the VOD. Alright, so the first bomb site is kitchen service, and you're bringing a cap can. I mean, your lineup isn't, like, that horrible. We'll just have to see how effective your cap can traps are. You're putting them around areas where they would most likely take vertical play from, so that's good. So at least you have, like, some sort of, like, understanding of what the attackers usually do on this map. Yeah, that's potential. You still haven't reinforced, but you don't need that many reinforcements for this bomb site. You don't need all 10. You should definitely reinforce the sunrise wall to your left, though. Yeah, that whole kitchen wall doesn't need to be reinforced. You should definitely reinforce the sunrise walls, though, because it allows you to have a line of sight through the kitchen door, like to the storage area and kitchen.
Let's go.
I think one's in hookah. He's in hookah. Run out, take it, and you're gonna be bait. I can't. Run out. Oh. I can't. This guy.
That guy's 1 HP. Oh my god, Blackbeard. Oh my god, sunrise, bro. Sunrise low.
Pillar dead.
That was a good shot.
At the end.
You kill the IQ. You rotate out.
Courtyard.
You're expecting someone to be sunrise.
Yeah.
Which is pretty common for attacking kitchen on this map.
If you hear sledge, just get them, bro. Last seen sunrise.
It's a Thatcher and a sledge.
Okay, run out.
You know where both of them are at. You know both of them are kitchen window.
Run out that door. No, right.
Your teammate is so annoying. I don't know why your teammate is... Your teammate is backseat gaming you. But I mean, you hit some really good shots here. You should know both of those guys are kitchen window based off sound propagation. So firstly, I knew it was a Thatcher because of the audio cue of the AR-33, and secondly, I knew that it was a sledge because of the audio cue of the L85 or whatever it's called. But I knew it was a Thatcher because no one else in the game has the AR-33. Sledge and Thatcher have the same gun, which is the L85. But nobody in the game has the AR-33 besides Thatcher. So that's how I knew that he was, that one of them was Thatcher, and I knew one of them was Sledge because nobody in the game has the L85 besides Thatcher and Sledge, and Thatcher's already using the AR-33. So, based off the sound propagation of their weapons, you knew that both of them were kitchen window. Because when you were in jungle near bottom cool vibe stairs, you heard them shooting, or you heard the sound propagation go through kitchen window, through kitchen, to you, through the door. Because if you don't know how sound works in Siege, sound will take the shortest distance to travel in order for you to hear it. So I knew that both of them were kitchen window. I probably would have done the same thing in that situation. So first round, I can't really say much. I mean, you hit some really good shots. I I would probably say reinforce, if you could.
I'm gonna go back to my old days.
Playing Capcan is really tricky because he isn't a 3-speed. He has five EDDs to put down, and
Like that day made me so mad, bro.
he has 2 reinforcements to put down as well. So he's a pretty tricky operator when it comes to efficiently putting down his utility in prep phase.
Today, and now it's raining. What the fuck?
So you're bringing a bulletproof instead of impacts and lesion.
No. Mira has a
Pretty
shot,
interesting.
No, wait. Can you see for this, bro?
You have a smoke as well.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
You don't need to reinforce this whole wall. You definitely, if you're gonna play a Mira there, you need to reinforce the VIP wall.
10 seconds left.
Without it yet, most definitely. I'm pretty sure you're drone hunting, maybe trying to put down some Legion mines as well. Now I'm interested to see if this is before Legion got his nerf or after.
There you go. Me trying to fight off 500 people off of Sunrise.
It's after he got his nerf.
Going up.
Instead playing Sunrise. Hey, play Sunrise good then.
You don't need goose. You don't need goose in that area because you have the sound propagation, or you have the sound of the barricades here. So what you should be doing with your goose is you should probably put them like kitchen side and blue bar side, and maybe kitchen hallway like long, because you're gonna know if someone comes in this area because there's windows here and a door. So there's a door, there's a window, and then there's also a window over in this area. So you don't need a goo here in order to know if someone's there or not.
So bad.
You could put your utility a little bit better
Oh, you can kill this guy.
in this
Op 4
situation.
located a bomb. Protect it.
And also what
Tell
you
me if
should
the
do,
repellent-
if you're surrounded by barricades like this, what you should do, and what I do
Op 4
personally,
located a bomb.
is I always break a part of the barricade. It doesn't really matter. I usually do the top right or the top left. If you just pull out your pistol, or you can use your primary as well, just shoot this little part of the barricade and it will break off a section of it, so that way there's sound propagation from the kitchen side of the barricade and where you're at side, so that way you can hear someone if they are on the other side of the barricade, because barricades in this game act as a... They dampen sound pretty much. So that goes back to how I was saying with sound propagation. If it's a barricade like this that isn't broken at all, then you won't hear someone as much if you did break the barricade a little bit. And the reason I do the top left or top right of the corner of the barricade is so that way they can't get a line of sight through the barricade. So if you broke somewhere like in the middle, someone could like alt walk all the way up to this barricade and you're not looking in this direction. His head could be here, and then he kills you and shoots you in the back. So if you're going to be surrounded by barricades like this, I would break a portion of it open, because you have a goo kitchen window and you might not know if someone's in kitchen because the barricade might dampen the sound, or you might not have the audio cue at all go through the barricade.
Tell me if they're repelling a big window.
They're playing right here, bro. They're playing right here, man.
That's why you see a lot of Pro League players and a lot of high elo players shoot glass, like on Cafe, for example. You see a lot of players run around the map and shoot the glass off the windows, because glass basically acts as a sound barrier as well. So the same way a barricade works with sound, glass does the same thing. So that way, if someone gets on rappel on a window, and the glass is broke, you have a much higher chance, and you have a lot more accurate audio of someone going on rappel. And you killing the Blackbeard here was really good.
Ash.
You understood the angle, you knew what the call out was, and you trusted the call out, and you got a free kill off of it. And then you also heard the barricade here. I actually want to hear this, watch this back. Yeah, so you hear the barricade break. You quick peek it, you kill the Ash, so that's good. So you're very aware of call outs, sound cues, things like that, which is good. You don't really need to put a goo in that area. You're injured.
Courtyard, down. I have the diffuser down.
Okay, so you saw the diffuser. I was just about to mention that. So that this situation goes back to what I was saying. Instead of putting your goo sunrise side, you could have put a goo in. You could have put a goo in the kitchen long area where this IQ walks up on you from. So you could have potentially missed the chance of her getting you down to 1 HP from this gunfight, but you did end up winning the gunfight, which is good, and you get the diffuser control.
Down.
But you probably would have won the gunfight with higher HP if you did put a goo in that area.
I have the diffuser down.
I gotta scratch my neck.
See, this
One
is exactly
sunrise
what I'm,
door.
this is what I'm talking about. You know, oh my god, holy shit.
Oh my god.
You know someone at Sunrise, sauna, mudroom, towels, whatever you want to call this room right there,
Sunrise door.
because he's breaking the barricade.
He's 70.
So this is what this is what I mean by not having to put goos there, because you have the sound cues of the barricade itself.
I don't want it because he has the advantage by gold there. Oh my god.
So far you're playing it really well. You're not running around too much. You know you have diffuser control, so you're sticking with that. You have a goo in this situation, so maybe you try to goo the diffuser if you could. Oh, you already did. Okay, so that's good actually. I didn't see that part of you gooing the diffuser. So you're playing this round really well. Same as the previous round.
One friendly operator
Overpeaked a little bit too much, and now it's in a 1v1 situation. I would be calling out to my teammate right now that there's 2 goos in the diffuser. So just play time here, because not only is he going to have to walk through Sunrise, trip 2 goos, he's also going to have to walk through and grab the diffuser, which has 2 goos on it. So that's going to eat up a good 15-20 seconds there alone. And with 50 seconds left in the round in a 1v1, that's really crucial time. So I would be calling out, he's going to be tripping goos most likely, so just play time here and try to wait for the plant. He's probably going to have to walk up cool vibe, because by the time he takes out all 4 goos between Sunrise and on the diffuser, he probably won't have enough time to rotate up White Stairs through luggage Aqua side. So my guess is he would probably try to walk up cool vibe, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm gonna move on to the next round, since I'm trying to review your gameplay, not your team's. So let's move on to the next round.
New camera feed.
This guy has no uniform. I'm up to the now, bro. This guy's like super fire.
Camera feed up and running.
It's actually a pretty decent Velcam. I actually have never seen that Velcam. Now, you guys going Penthouse in this situation is kind of a yikes for me. Penthouse is such an outdated meta bomb site. So I don't know why, but you literally just dodged a bullet. I personally think Blue Bar Sunrise is a better objective, just because I usually play at a higher elo, so most people know how to defend it. I'm not sure what elo you're at. You have really good gun skill for playing on console, and you're very aware. So I'm not sure where to place you rank-wise. But in my opinion, I think Double Bar, Blue Bar Sunrise is better.
What was that? What's that doing?
Okay, there's one repelling VIP balcony.
This guy's a troll.
A bomb has been located by Op 4.
And just Free Fire. What are you doing, bro? Oh my god. Well, this guy's a go for it charm. Magic's probably bought it. Let me search him up. This Ash. The real. It's kind of his first.
Okay, there's 2 VIP
Teammate
balcony.
is so annoying, bro.
Run out. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, they're about to jump out.
Teammate loves to talk.
Ash is coming to peek you.
I don't care. I don't care. I actually got that kill.
Getting on camps here is not.
So stupid how I killed him.
Okay, there's one luggage.
I don't think getting on cams there was the play. Now you just heard him get off a drone.
Dead.
Yeah, he was going to nade you. He knew you were there. He had a drone on you. Whenever you hear someone get off a drone, or like whenever you hear someone get on their cams and off their cams, you should most likely expect them to have intel on you, because why else would they be getting on their drone or their intel device? So I would definitely reposition just a little bit, so that way, let's say if you were holding the same angle and they did have intel on you, you're not an easy pre-fire. At least change your head positioning, because if someone knows exactly where you're at and what kind of angle you're holding, whether you're crouched, standing, prone, they're most likely going to try to aim for the head, because they have every advantage, so why wouldn't they? So I would definitely reposition at least a little bit. Whenever I hear someone get on cams or I see a drone on me and I want to hold a certain angle, I at least change the positioning of my head, so that way if they do want to pre-fire that angle, they have to readjust, so that way I'm not as easy of a kill as I could be, because they have full intel on me.
There's one Hall of Fame.
You're getting on cams in very scary positions. Like you got on a cam top white stairs, which is a high traffic area for trying to attack this bomb site. You're getting on your cams in 90, which is a higher traffic area than white stairs, to attack this bomb site. So you getting on cams is in these areas is very confusing to me. If you watch one cam for a little bit too long, you could be dead very easily. So I don't know. I would definitely think about your positioning a little bit more whenever you're on cams.
Zone guitar. Zone guitar.
Oh my God, he's not even peeking. He's not
Zone guitar. You're not peeking, not even looking.
Oh, he knows.
Looking for the cam.
Look on the cam. Peek him.
Oh, there's another one. There's one balcony.
All right, you
guitar.
got two really important decisions here. So you either could so you either have the option to swing this Ash, and you most likely would have killed her because your team is like telling you to wide swing her. She's not looking at you. Or you could have left. Now, you were hesitant here, and that's why it got you killed. Because you have no idea where the other enemy is at. All you have intel on is Ash. So you being hesitant here and not like reacting off intel as soon as you can got you killed. So again, you have two options. You could either wide swing this Ash, or you could just leave. See, you holding an angle here got you killed. You should be full on swinging with confidence, because your teammates are giving you complete and accurate intel, and you're being way too hesitant in order to kill this Ash in Hall of Fame. So definitely, if you have the option, pounce on intel as fast as you can, because even if you kill this Ash and you die, it still becomes a 2v1. Now, since you hesitated to kill the Ash, you died, and now it became a 2v2. So you need to react on intel. It doesn't matter if you think it's safe or not. If you're going to commit to something, you have to commit 110%. You just have to. Because she had the advantage now. You were holding an angle, and she wide swung you. And not only did she wide swing you, but you were in a crossfire. So even if you kill the Ash, the Buck still would have refragged you. Now, let's say you didn't hold this angle here, you completely wide swung, you kill the Ash in Hall of Fame, you hear the Buck or whatever, you might kill him or deal damage. So try not to hesitate if you have accurate intel. Because again, you don't know where the Buck was at this entire time.
Oh, there's another one. There's one balcony.
You could guess, but you don't really know. So just react off intel. He might be in VIP, he might be in Hall of Fame with her, hiding, he might be in the shower stall, he might be on the roof, he might be yada 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 there, wherever. Like, you get what I'm saying. And now you might lose this round because of it. Alright, so the last round of the VoD. This is attack. So I'm assuming this is going to be a 4-0 game.
Bomb.
I was thinking using the Ash feature. Oh yeah, I told you, right? I dropped a 4K on him.
So, I mean, this is a pretty standard lineup. Bringing IQ is good. Zofia, Ash, Sledge, Twitch, whatever. I mean, we're playing ranked. And you guys are slamming them, so I can't really say much about the lineup. It is Coastline, so you don't really need a hard breacher. Coastline is very forgiving in that aspect.
The other team went 3, we had a 5. I went up. Like,
location
those literally Sledge, Ash, and someone else.
Passages, guys. Reloading! Bro.
So your Ash gets spawn peaked.
Did you hit him?
Yeah, I hit him. Like
Okay.
Which is a tad bit unfortunate.
I swear to God, like, oh my God, I've never.
Damn, your team is mauled. Your teammates mauled him, bro. That's crazy.
I have health. Like, would you just?
I so wish I could mute your teammates. Teammates are very annoying.
Oh, they have a my like luggage haul.
Couple stairs. So you know he's making bullet holes, so you know this could probably be a free kill. You're reacting off the intel, which is good. If he's still holding this angle, he's not holding this angle. Now, yeah, see, he's on the bullet holes. You should be expecting that. If he is not where you last saw him on the drone, where do you think he's most likely going to go? I know exactly what this Wamai is doing, and I'll explain it to you. So you hear him making bullet holes right now. As soon as you look at the wall, okay, firstly, I can see the bullet holes there, and this right here, it's the oldest trick in the book. He's trying to distract you from the bullet holes over here. So an unexperienced player, inexperienced, I'm not really sure, would most likely want to shoot the punch hole here, because that's a lot more common of a thing to see, because you really can't see bullet holes, and if you don't play the game a lot, you don't really know common bullet hole angles. So this right here is just a distraction. This is what you need to worry about right here, the bullet holes. And as you see, when you drone him, okay, so you drone him out, which is right now. You see him holding that angle, you drop, and you start pre-aiming the angle. You know he's not there, so this would tell me immediately that he is on the bullet holes. This should be a free kill for you. Because you don't see him there, so you just start running towards Hall of Fame. You need to be pre-aiming these bullet holes, because if he is any sort of good, or he could just have complete luck and have a recoil headshot on you at this point. Like, he shoots you in the back, you try to challenge.
I got him. Yeah.
You could have gotten, you could have killed this
Wamai's
Wamai.
90. Wamai's 90. That's Wamai.
Alright, so you use your utility, which is good. And you guess the angle.
4 eliminated.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm not sure. You definitely could have played that round a lot. You could have played that Wamai situation a lot better. I mean, you were dealing with the cards that you were dealt with. I probably would have used your Zofia stuns a little bit more, because if you know the Wamai's 90, there's a drone hole right there. You can shoot your stun through the drone hole, you can impact the wall after, you can do whatever you need to do. So you impacting that wall and winning that gunfight honestly shouldn't have happened, because he should be expecting you to come from either VIP side or theater. But you won the gunfight, so I can't really say much about it. I would just probably use your Zofia stunts a little bit more. Because Zofia stuns are pretty much like droning. Like, you can roam clear, depending on how big a room is, you could roam clear an entire room with one Zofia stun. So, I mean, I can't really say much about your playstyle. Like, you're very aware, you know, callouts, you give callouts, your utility placement, when you went Capcan the first round, you put the cap cans upstairs because it's very likely for an enemy team, attacking team, to try to apply vertical pressure for a service and kitchen attack. And when you were Legion and Sunrise, you played the situation well. Just think about your goop placement a little bit more if you're going to play that situation like that, and consider doing what I said about the barricades by breaking the barricades for sound propagation and things like that. But the only real gripe that I could give you or critique is just utility placement. You understand Coastline at least. I can't really say much about other maps, but you know how to defend the map and attack it, and know when you're in dominant points of map control. Because when you were in Sunrise, you had diffuser control, you played your life there. I think you got a 3K that round, I can't really remember, but you played you played that situation well. So the biggest thing that I could tell you to change or work towards is utility placement. That's the biggest thing I could say. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep the same play style, keep the same thought process, and you will become a better player. I really enjoy watching your gameplay. That was quite satisfying actually to watch, because I knew what you were thinking when you were doing things. Like I was inside your head. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up the VOD. I look forward to you submitting a new VOD in the future. I really do. And yeah, I mean, hopefully this helped you out in some way. Prolixel, I think is your name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so that way you can keep up to date with all of my latest content. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist down below. Make sure you guys go follow me on my Twitch and Twitter, and go check out my tip video playlist. If you are struggling with anything else in Rainbow Six Siege, there are high chances I've already made a tip video on that topic. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up here. I hope this gave you some new insight to the game. I hope it gave you some new tips, some new ideas towards the game. And I will see you guys in the next video.